So guys, welcome to another video on the Football Knowledge channel, and in this one we're going to be doing a reaction to the points and all the scores and everything, how many points I've managed to gain from the last weekend's results. I don't think I've done well to be fair, but because there's been like really big massive turnarounds really, to be fair, but also in this video I'm going to be doing my predictions as well for this weekend. I am recording this on quite late. I'm recording this on a Friday at the moment, so I've just been really busy at the moment, so like recording videos on my other channel if you want to go over there, Junior1_1 Bulldog if you want to go over there. Anyways, I think I've done really bad this week, like from last week anyway, but I'm gonna make sure I do like a difference from now to the end of the season. I know it's half the way of the season, but it's only time I can start really, isn't it? So but some results have really shocked me really, like the one with West Ham against Sunderland. I thought Sunderland were going to beat West Ham not quite comfortably, but quite an even game with them. But I don't know what happened with Sunderland. I think West Ham were on their pretty much on their day today. On that wasn't it Saturday, the early game I think, and I think Sunderland had one of those terms where they wasn't on their day, as we say. But with United one, oh my god, come on! I was literally going to lose my voice because how loud I shouted when Cunha scored that screamer, but also that other screamer against who scored it? Dorgu. Unfortunately, got reports of that bit pretty much straight after the game that Dorgu, well, people keep calling him Dorgu Ballon d'Or sort of nickname to him, because he's been brilliant for the last couple of games, hasn't he? So but unfortunately he's picked up an hamstring injury, which gives him which takes him out like 12 weeks out of the game. So I think that's basically towards the end of the season. I think he's out the season now, to be fair, because he has to come back and everything. But you don't know with like injuries like that to younger players that they won't be the same, would they? So but also another shock, well, not really, but the annoying one was the prediction I gave for the Liverpool-Bournemouth game. I said 3-2 to Liverpool, and unfortunately the actual result was the other way round, by Bournemouth actually winning. I think it was like they won on the last minute of the game anyway, but some awful defended. But when I was watching the Liverpool game, but from the Liverpool defenders, bloody hell, Van Dijk, he needs to like think what he's doing sometimes now, because he's in the past he's been world class for many years. I can't not lost count how many years he's been world class and everything, but I don't know what's going on with him at the moment. But with Arsenal, there's some pressure right now because they are playing against Leeds this weekend, and obviously they can obviously they lost to United, but also they did drew 3 games before that as well. So yeah, but and also I don't think I need to talk about any others, because I think that's just a standard some results really, because you would expect Villa to win against Newcastle. Well, to be fair, it was quite a tough game for him actually, but also with Fulham and Brighton, you don't know who's going to win with that. That's why I went for a 2-2 draw. With Spurs, you never know again. But to be fair, the biggest one I got wrong was the Brentford and Forest game. I don't know what happened with Brentford. I thought they meant to be on really good form, but unfortunately Forest managed to pick up 2 goals against them somehow, which gives me 0 points. But anyways, to be fair, the final point tally I've got from this week is 6 points, which is shocking. I think it's the total I could get is 3 times 20. 60 points out of 6 points out of 60 isn't great, is it? It's not bad, not great, it's terrible actually. So hopefully I can do better this weekend. So yeah, let's go on to the predictions of this weekend of game 24. Fortunately, there is no early games in the Premier League this weekend. Unfortunately, the first one could be the first one, like couple of games are at 3 o'clock, unfortunately, and the first one's going to be Brighton v Everton. Both are needing a win again, to be fair, because obviously Brighton got beaten by what's his name? Have I forgot already? Who did they get beaten by? Brighton. Who did Brighton beat? Got beaten by? Oh yeah, Fulham. But also Everton drew against Leeds by 1-1. But I think this is going to be another tight game because obviously both teams need to win to try and get into the top half. But obviously, if Brighton do win, they will go above Everton because of the goal difference and everything. But I don't know if that's because of how many goals Everton. Obviously, I know Everton will be conceding goals. Thank you very much. Right, I think it's going to be quite a close game again because obviously both teams don't know when to show up or when they don't want to show up. That kind of sort of thing what I've been saying where one team is doing good and then the other day they're bad again. But I think it's going to be I think Everton's going to go and win this one by 1-0. I think because obviously Brighton are conceding quite a few goals, to be fair, ain't they? I know they're quite a decent team, always in the mid-table and everything, but I think Everton want to clinch this by exploiting Brighton's defence, and I'm actually going to go for 1-0. Quite a tensive game. Unfortunately, I don't know why this game is not on the TV or whatever on 5:30 kickoff. If that was a set game, because it's quite an interesting game because obviously Leeds can do something like ruin Arsenal title hopes because obviously they can play. I've actually been playing well with no Leeds, and obviously Arsenal losing against United will actually put some pressure onto Arteta, and obviously putting pressure onto the players to try not to bottle the league because they need to not bottle it at all. I don't know what's going on. New year, the same New Year, but the same Arsenal where they do really good in half the season and then drop off straight after. And when the new year comes, and obviously they got the likes of Villa and Man City on the arses right now. But I think there's going to be a really tough game, to be fair, for Arsenal because obviously Leeds would like to have a low block. And then obviously Arsenal they'd like to attack. But with Leeds, I think they can exploit how Man United did play against Arsenal by basically doing a low to medium block, sort of midline of the defence, and obviously counter-attacking really quickly. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, we've got a few better players than Leeds, but hopefully Leeds can destroy their title hopes because obviously me being a United fan, I'm not going to be biased and everything. Obviously a bit biased, isn't it? Bit of a rivalry sort of talk, but that's what the point of this channel is about. But and obviously Arsenal do need a win and Leeds to hopefully do an upset, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go for I think Arsenal are going to overturn the pressure because they did actually in the not Premier League, the Champions League when they're playing Karat, I think. I think they conceded 2, so they got some goals slipping away from him. So I think they're going to concede again because obviously their defense is a bit low in confidence because of obviously all the goals they keep conceding. So I'm gonna go for a I think Leeds gonna score. I think they're gonna score one, or I think Leeds gonna score one, and then Arsenal to score 3-1 Arsenal. Wolves against Bournemouth, and then I think this is gonna be the last of the 3 o'clock games on the Saturday. Quite a tricky one to predict, really, because obviously obviously Wolves did lose against Man City, but that's pretty much expected. But sometimes with the other teams they've been playing against, they keep actually getting some results, actually, because obviously they're trying to avoid the record of being the worst team in the Premier League by basically trying to beat that Derby's point tally of 11 points of being the World Premier League record of being the worst point tally of the Premier League history. But obviously Bournemouth can actually score quite a few goals, but also they can leak in as well, because obviously last week I said they came on conceding quite a few away from home, but obviously they didn't concede that many against Liverpool at home, because they're quite decent when they come towards the conceding at home, I think. But obviously at away they are literally the bottom of the league in terms to conceding away. So, but obviously with Wolves, they haven't been conceding that much really away. But with at home, it's a lot different story, I think, because they're conceding a lot because how bad they are. I'm sorry, Wolves fans, but you are bad. But obviously, I think it's going to be the result. I think Bournemouth's going to win. I think it's going to be a comfortable win. I think it's going to be 2-0 win to Bournemouth. A London derby on this late Saturday game, but obviously there's going to be another game after that, because apparently there's an 8 o'clock game straight after the half past 5 game on basically on the Saturday, and it's Chelsea against West Ham. And Chelsea are being at home. They're quite decent, actually. Have they lost much at home? I don't know, but they did actually have a tough game against Napoli, which then I think will drain their little bit of energy or stamina or whatever, because that usually happens when a club is playing 3 games a week. They usually tend to drop off towards the weekend. So basically how Palace are playing right now. Because obviously they're playing too much football, and obviously they haven't got quite a big squad. But obviously with Chelsea, they've got quite a big squad. But also with West Ham actually surprising people by beating Sunderland actually by 3-1. Obviously Chelsea beating Palace comfortably 3-1. Obviously they were I think they were playing Palace down to 10, playing Palace with 10 men. And obviously they still concede. They are conceding quite a bit, and obviously West Ham obviously conceding because their defense is not great, is it? But the attack is all right actually. But with Chelsea. But I think there's going to be an upset here. I'm going to do an upset here. I am. I think who's his name? Nuno Santos is going to do an upset here against Chelsea. Obviously they got Rezonier now, and he's doing all right. I don't think he's lost yet. Oh yeah, he has in the Carabao Cup. That's the first leg in the Carabao Cup. And obviously they're playing again, not next week. I think it's this week, after next week when I'm recording this, maybe. Or towards February, I think. And then obviously they have to play against Arsenal again, don't they? Obviously I want them to win, Chelsea, because I don't like Arsenal. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but I don't like you. But to be fair, I don't like City or Liverpool. They're Arsenal are just below them because, you know, rivalry and everything. But also, I think it's going to be another tricky game to predict again with this game, because obviously both teams won. Obviously they got some confidence back now with confidence back now with West Ham, because they need to try and find more wins because they're trying to get out of the relegation zone. Because they're in a little bit of a battle with Forest down the bottom right now, aren't they? So But also I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a goalless result. I think there's going to be quite a few goals in here. I think both teams are going to score. I should do some betting here, but I'm not going to do that because, you know, gambling and everything. I don't gamble at all. Other than it being on GTA, but, you know. I'm going to have it more... No, less than me talking right now. Because I need to get through more of the games. I'm going to predict a Chelsea win. No, I said an upset. I'm going to go for a 1-0 West Ham. 1-0 West Ham win. 1-0 West Ham. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but to make sure. The game after the Chelsea and West Ham game, as I was saying, because apparently there's a 8 o'clock game, and it is actually quite a big one, actually. I'm surprised it isn't even an early game, or actually, this actually be quite a decent late game for the Saturday night, just chilling out with a few beers and everything, you know, because, you know, that's what you do on a Saturday night. But Liverpool, it's going to be Liverpool against Newcastle. Both teams need to win, because Liverpool needs to try to get more confidence, obviously with Slot being under pressure by getting the sack, or is he? Because they're not doing great, are they? The confidence are so low. Obviously they won be who is it? Karabag 6-0. Obviously it's Karabag, and obviously they're not a great team, are they? So, but with Liverpool losing against Bournemouth last weekend, it will try to drop the confidence. But obviously with the win against Karabag in the Champions League, they'll probably put their confidence back up. But obviously they got a tricky opponent against Newcastle, which obviously they're another team where I can be saying they've got one game or one game they don't turn up and everything. But I think there's going to be a draw in this, or quite of a stop-start game, I think, because obviously Newcastle haven't got Bruno Guimaraes. Or is he back? Is he actually going to be back? Because he was injured in the last game against when Newcastle were playing Villa. Obviously they lost that at the St James's Park, I think. Was he at home or away? I don't know. I can't actually. I should check this. I should check this. Was Newcastle away or home? Oh, they were away. St James's Park. That usually tends to be a tough ground to go to, isn't it? And obviously they got another tough game. But obviously they're going to Anfield, which is a tough place to try to get a result. Obviously, United did it. Screw you. I'm joking. But in the second thought, I think there's going to be a draw in this, a boring draw, not a 0-0 boring draw. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. But watch now, Liverpool are going to smash them. Just watch, just you watch. No, my luck. 1-1. The Sunday games, here we go, and obviously the 2 o'clock games, and obviously it's going to be a normal Sunday sort of fixtures, and the first one's going to be Aston Villa against Brentford. Obviously Villa beat Newcastle quite comfortably by winning 2-0, and obviously Brentford losing losing to who was it? Forest. There we go. Finally got there. I think it's going to be another tricky game, because obviously Brentford just losing one game won't down their confidence, because I think they're going to come back up, get their confidence back up by basically coming back from a fight pretty much, and obviously with Villa getting the confidence by beating Newcastle, and obviously getting another win in the Champions League. Obviously they went straight through, because they weren't in the playoffs, were they, in the Europa League? They're pretty much like on the way to having a title charge, or not title charge, a title race with City and Arsenal. They're doing amazing, ain't they, Villa, at the moment? But obviously with Brentford losing, they would down their confidence a little bit, but obviously they will try. I think they're going to try and come back with a fight. So I'm gonna go for a Aston Villa win, and I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win to Villa, because I think with the amount of goals that Villa have been scoring outside the box, we've been ridiculous, and obviously they've been amazing goals as well. But obviously it's not all like, you know, roll-ins or a keeper been making mistakes and parrying it over. They've just been scoring bangers, really, with obviously Morgan Rogers being on top form right now, isn't he? And in the season, I think Morgan Rogers is going to be Villa's player of the season in this season. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Villa win. My team against Fulham. Obviously, my team is Man United and everything. They're not my everything, because I support them. Obviously, we got Fulham. With Fulham, they're on a decent run, ain't they? They're 7th in the league right now, I think. With the time I'm saying this, yeah, 7th. Obviously, they beat in Brighton quite late, I think. Quite late. Why am I keeping the same thing? I should know this. I did actually track all the results and everything while I was watching it on Sky Sports, because I think the Fulham game wasn't even on TV. It was on the 3 o'clock games, wasn't it? Yeah. So, but obviously with United having quite a few, having a couple decent results against City and obviously Arsenal, which puts us up in the top 4. And I think we're gonna continue with having a winning streak right now. But obviously with Fulham being our technically this season our bogey team, because obviously they can just turn up whenever they want, and obviously they are turning up because they're doing all right at the moment by them having a 4, like basically the point tally between us are 4 points, and obviously we need to continue winning and stay in the top 4, because United needs Champions League to gain some funds from the board and everything, because we're broke. We got no money, because the Glazers and the Ineos do not know what they're doing, and they just like to save money as much as they can and not spend it on the team where we definitely need to get some improvements on, because we've actually changed the formation, because obviously we've got Michael Carrick now, and we need to get some new players that will fit into that in the 4-2-3-1 formation now, because obviously with Dorgo being injured now, and obviously we need basically a winger pretty much now, but also I think we need to get a fullback now, because obviously Luke Shaw can't keep on going up and down the field anymore, because he's been playing as a left-sided centre back for quite a long time now, for the past year, because in the left centre back position you don't really need to go up and down the field much, really, do you? But obviously now, because obviously he's been at left back, he will have to do that, and obviously I don't think he's got the stamina to do that. That's why he's been staying back, and obviously having Jallo at right back to go up and down. But obviously at right back we have actually got some backup with Maswari coming back from the AFCON. Unfortunately he didn't win that, unfortunately. What a bad game. I did actually watch the AFCON final. What a bad game. That was terrible. And obviously the drama that happened towards the end, and obviously that big head injury with the Moroccan player. I don't know who he was or what, but big injury. But as I was saying, I think we're gonna continue with our form of winning, and I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win to United. Hopefully that does come true. I want to try and beat my point tally from last week. 2-0 win to United. Another tricky game to predict, because obviously Palace being bad in form, and obviously Forest being good in form-ish in the last 3 games, or what so, because obviously Palace haven't hasn't even won in the last 5 games. Obviously, Forest has actually won twice in the last 5 games. Obviously Forest beating Brentford 2-0, which is quite of a shock result, really, because how bad Forest have been in the league, and obviously how good Brentford have been. But obviously with Palace, I don't think they've won much, really. They keep losing. I don't know what's going on, but obviously Glasner is on the threat of losing his job, and obviously he wants to quit, but obviously his board has asked him to stay until the end of the season, because obviously they haven't actually got a replacement yet. I don't know why some clubs don't do that, Obviously they need to plan out just in case if the season goes downhill, pretty much like United. That's why we got an interim right now, and obviously the club is best for it is actually Chelsea, I think, because obviously they sacked Maresca, so the form they didn't like about Maresca's form with the results and everything, but obviously they sacked him and obviously had to replace him straight away. Obviously, I think Resnu came from the Strasbourg. Obviously, that's like a part ownership with Chelsea. Obviously, they own it, don't they? Some of the owners, whatever. I think they own it a little bit. But then obviously it's different with United, because obviously Amrim went onto the board by asking some players, and then he got sacked him because basically they just want a yes man, and obviously they wanted a person where we give you players, but you're not allowed to have an opinion. We just buy you players for the sake of it. It's the same with Palace. In a way, really, because obviously that situation with Glasner, he even said that to not sell great, and if they did, he's gonna have a threat of leaving or quitting. Which I respect, really, because they shouldn't really sell their captain the day before a game, when they have a game like the next couple of days, which is pretty unprofessional, really, because it won't help him, and obviously it will down the confidence by the players losing their captain to another Premier League team. Obviously, that will not help them, because they need to try and get some wins, because they're in 15th right now, Palace, and obviously they got beaten by Macclesfield, and obviously they were the FA Cup champions beforehand. So yeah, not looking good for Palace. So but obviously it's looking quite decent right at the moment for Forest, because obviously they in the playoffs in the Europa League or the Conference League. I don't think Palace are doing. Palace are in the Conference League as well, ain't they? They're not doing great, are they? I don't know if they went into the playoffs yet. I don't know if the Conference League teams have played their final 8 games yet. So, but Forest are on a decent run. So I'm gonna predict a Forest win and the result I'm gonna predict a 2-1 win to Forest, because I think Palace are not great. I think they're going to score, but I don't think their confidence is going to help them. So 2-1 Forest. The 4:30 kickoff on the Sunday. Obviously, that's the last game of the Sunday. Obviously, what am I talking about? Why am I keeping saying stupid stuff I already know and everyone knows? Right. Tottenham v City, right there. My prediction is that Tottenham will will basically give City a game, really, I think, because they're quite of a bogey team to Man City, ain't they? Because they are like a they'll give Man City a surprise every time City play against Tottenham, and I think Tottenham will actually give get a result from here, actually, because obviously being a bogey team, they usually tend to get some results. And obviously with Tottenham, they're not doing great in the league, are they, by being sitting at 14th. And obviously Frank is on the pressure of the fans trying to be, because obviously they want to get him sacked, because obviously they want obviously becoming obviously being the Europa League champions, they want a little bit more, and obviously they want to stay in the Champions League and Europa League, like European spots, and obviously getting them more money and everything. But with Man City, they're on an up and down team again, because obviously they're only just beating Wolves, which isn't hard for City. Shouldn't be too hard for City, but obviously they're unpredictable right now with the form and everything. Obviously they're putting a little bit more pressure onto Arsenal, which therefore they need to get the win, to put even more pressure onto Arsenal, because obviously I think Arsenal are literally going down, are literally dropping down because of all the pressure. I don't think they can handle the pressure much really now. Obviously it happens every year, and what else to say really, because I know Tottenham needs the win. Obviously they need to build some confidence back up to try and get into the top half of the table, but I don't think they will, because with the smaller teams, they usually tend to slip up and concede quite a bit, because obviously they drew against Burnley, which is a bit of a consistent thing from Tottenham really, by doing well against the big teams and then doing bad with the smaller teams. Basically like what United did early in the season. And obviously they were doing all right, but that's the test for United to show if they can do it against Fulham, which I expect they're going to do a play in a low block. And obviously we need to see if we can beat a low block this time by having a different tactics and everything. But anyway, that's with another game. I only need to talk about this game. But obviously I'm going to predict I'm just talking nonsense really, but actually it's the 1st of February, actually going to the new month in another month already this year. But I'm going to predict it's going to be a tight game again, because obviously Tottenham, Man City usually tend to give us some goals into the results every time they play. Actually the pre-match head-to-head, actually Tottenham have actually beaten City more times than they have, actually, to be fair. Because actually the last 4 games Tottenham has actually won. Obviously 3 games out of 4 Spurs have actually won 3 times, and obviously losing 1. And whenever Spurs win, they usually not tend to concede against City. And obviously with Frank, he likes to play a low block, which therefore City can't really play against low block sometimes, because obviously they always put in bomb up forward, and then obviously put loads of pressure, and then obviously as soon the defense managed to catch them out in that like slow build up sort of thing, they literally bomb up forward at counter attack and sort of go in, basically what United did against them. But anyhow, what I'm gonna predict is gonna be a 2-1 win to Spurs. 2-1 wins to Spurs. I don't think the confidence from the last week win from City will help them a little bit, or the win in the Champions League, I don't think. Right, 2-1 win to Spurs. In the last game of the game week 24, and obviously it's going to be a Monday, and obviously it's going to be a 8 o'clock game. That's usually tends what a Monday game goes. Because if it's not a weekend, it's usually really late. But obviously we got another 8 o'clock game on a Saturday, which is quite weird sometimes, but it's been happening quite a lot on this season, hasn't it, on the TV if you watch it in the UK. But obviously it's going to be, in this game, it's going to be Sunderland against Burnley. Obviously Burnley got a little positive point against Tottenham, and obviously Sunderland being getting a disappointed loss against West Ham, which is quite bad for them actually, because they've been quite a decent team, to be fair. But I think they've dropping down some confidence now because obviously the loss. But I think they're gonna step it back up, because obviously they are playing at home in this game, and they actually they're the only team that haven't lost at home this season. Which I think they're not going to lose again against Burnley, because obviously Burnley are down at 19th, and obviously they're not really confident, are they? But obviously they might be, because obviously getting a positive point against Spurs. Obviously they got another point against Liverpool, didn't they? So I'm going to predict a win here for Sunderland. I'm going to go for I'm going to go big here. 3-0 Sunderland. I'm going to go quite big here. That was a quick one, actually. Right, that's my predictions done. And obviously, I hope I get a better point tally than the last week's games, because obviously 6 points out of 60 is shocking. Hopefully, I can improve that a lot more from this week. Obviously, I want to try and get my reaction video quite soon as possible, straight after the games are finished, because obviously I posted this quite late, haven't I? So hopefully I can do some little better. And obviously just make sure you drop me a like with my predictions I'm gonna make on my prediction. Just make sure you give me a like with the discussions and everything, because I want to try and get better with the debating and discussions about football and everything, because that's what I really like to talk about. And obviously just comment down what you predict in each game, and obviously react how bad my point tally of each result from last game was. And obviously make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the reaction video after the games. So catch you later.